Vivek Chudamani, presented by Svayam Prakash Sharma, Part 17. Part 17 consists of verses 462 to 490, in which the Guru emphasizes that there is only Brhm and that there is no duality whatsoever in Brhm. He then concludes his discourse by telling the disciple what he should do to realize Brhm. The disciple then, in turn, expresses his gratitude to his teacher, Vivek Chudamani. The Guru says, by knowledge, if the effects of ignorance are destroyed along with its root, then how does the body live? Some foolish people entertain doubts such as this. It is to convince those foolish people that the Shrutis hypothesize Prarabdha work from a purely relative standpoint, but they do so not for proving the reality of the body and so on, of the man of realization. Know that there is only Brhm, the one without a second, infinite, without beginning, without end, transcendent and changeless. There is no duality whatsoever in Brhm. There is only Brhm, the one without a second, the essence of existence, knowledge and eternal bliss, Sat Chit Anand, and devoid of all activity. There is no duality whatsoever in Brhm. There is only Brhm, the one without a second, which is within all and everything, which is homogeneous. That is, there is no variation at all in Brhm. Brhm is infinite, endless, and all pervading. There is no duality whatsoever in Brhm. There is only Brhm, the one without a second, which is neither to be shunned, nor taken up, nor accepted, because it is the Self, because it is the Atma of all. It is without any support whatsoever, because it is self-existent, being itself the support of everything else. There is no duality whatsoever in Brhm. There is only Brhm, the one without a second, beyond attributes, beyond parts, sole, absolute and taintless. There is no duality whatsoever in Brhm. There is only Brhm, the one without a second, whose real nature is beyond comprehension and beyond the range of the mind and speech. There is no duality whatsoever in Brhm. There is only Brhm, the one without a second, the reality, effulgent, self-existent, pure, intelligence absolute, and unlike anything that is finite. That is, there is no other like it. There is no duality whatsoever in Brhm. I have deliberately indulged in repetition for emphasizing the absolute, unconditioned aspect of Brhm. High-souled sannyasis who struggle to attain liberation, who have got rid of all attachment, who have discarded sense objects, who are serene, having controlled their mind, who are perfectly restrained because they have controlled their senses. Such high-souled sannyasis realize this supreme truth. And at the end, they attain Videha Mukti, or they attain disembodied absolute freedom after the fall of their body. They attain supreme bliss through their self-realization through the realization of their Atma. You too discriminate this supreme truth, the real nature of the self, the real nature of the Atma, which is bliss undiluted, bliss unmixed, and bliss absolute. Shake off your delusion that has been created by your own mind. Doing so, become free and illumined, become free and enlightened. Wake up from the dream of duality and attain the consummation of your life. Attain moksha. Through nirvikalpa samadhi, in which the mind has been perfectly stilled, through that nirvikalpa samadhi, visualize the truth of the self. Visualize the truth of the Atma with the eye of clear realization. And what is clear realization? Clear realization is understanding the true meaning of such scriptural sayings as Tat Tvam Asi, Aham Brahmasmi, and the like. The scriptural sayings that have been heard from the Guru. And when the truth of such sayings has been perfectly realized in Samadhi, then there can be no more doubts about anything. Then all doubts are laid at rest. The Atma, which is existence, knowledge, and bliss absolute, Sat Chit Anand, that Atma is realized through the breaking of one's connection with the bondage of ignorance, which realization takes place through the scriptures, which tells of a person's identity with Brhm, that he himself is Brhm, and which declare that all duality is unreal, and through reasoning upon the scriptural statements so as to be convinced on their truth. For instance, it can be inferred that bondage, being the creation of a person's own mind, that bondage must be unreal, and the knowledge of Brhm dispels that unreal bondage. The Atma is also realized through the words of the Guru, who himself is a man of realization, who is perfectly unselfish and full of love, and as such his words have authority. All these are the proofs of the realization of the Atma, while a person's own experience that has been caused by concentrating the mind in Samadhi, that experience is another and ultimate proof, for otherwise the person would not be fully satisfied. Bondage, liberation, satisfaction, anxiety, recovery from illness, hunger, and such other things. All these are known only to the person who is affected by them. For all others, knowledge of these is only through inference or through guessing about them through their symptoms. Standing aloof, the Gurus as well as the Shrutis, standing aloof, they instruct the disciple. They teach him. Their instruction is indirect, while the man of realization crosses over avidya or ignorance through the resulting illumination, through the resulting enlightenment and realization alone, which enlightenment, which realization comes through the grace of God. The instruction of the Gurus as well as the Shrutis are the means through which the disciple attains realization. After himself knowing his indivisible Atma through his own realization, and in this way becoming perfect, then the person should stand face to face with the Atma. That is, he should live identified with the Atma. He should live as the Atma, with his mind free from all dualistic ideas. The final verdict of all the discussions of the Vedanta is that the Jeev, the individual soul, and the whole universe, they are nothing but Brhm. And that liberation means abiding in Brhm. Liberation means living, residing in Brhm, as opposed to living in all dualistic ideas. Abiding, living in Brhm, the indivisible entity, while the Shrutis are themselves the authority for the statement that Brhm is one without a second. With this, the Guru's discourse on Brhm and realization, which began from verse number 213, ends here in verse number 478. Then the disciple, in a blessed moment, realizes the supreme truth through the above instruction of the Gurus, through the authority of the scriptures, and through his own reasoning. His senses become quiet and his mind becomes concentrated. The disciple then becomes immovable in form and he becomes perfectly established in the Atma. Concentrating the mind for some time on the Supreme Brahman, the disciple rose and out of supreme bliss he spoke the following words. By realizing the identity of the Atma and Brahman, my mind has vanished and all its activities have melted away. I do not know either this or not this. That is, I do not know any relative idea, nor do I know how much boundless bliss samadhi is, how much the boundless bliss of samadhi is. Since the bliss that is experienced in samadhi, that bliss is both inexpressible as well as immeasurable. That bliss can neither be described nor can it be measured. The majesty of the ocean of supreme Brahman that is full of the swell of nectar like bliss, that is virtually impossible to express in speech, nor can it be conveyed by the mind. In a very, very tiny fraction of that ocean of supreme Brahman, my mind melted away, just like the hailstones that melt and merge in the ocean. I am now satisfied with that essence of bliss, even after my return to the normal plane of consciousness. Where has the universe gone? By whom has it been removed? And where is it merged? It was just now seen by me. And has it stopped existing? It is indeed strange. In the ocean of Brahman, that is filled with the nectar of absolute bliss, what is to be shunned and what is to be accepted? Nothing at all. Since there is nothing besides the one Atma, and I am identified with that Atma, I am one with that Atma. Since all finite ideas have stopped, I neither see anything, nor do I hear anything, nor do I know anything in this state of realization. I simply exist as the Self. I simply exist as the Atma, the eternal bliss, distinct from everything else, since I am the eternal subject, whereas all else are objects. O noble teacher, O noble Guru, I repeatedly salute you, you who are devoid of attachment, who are the best among the good souls, and who are the embodiment of the essence of eternal bliss, the one without a second, you who are infinite and always the boundless ocean of mercy, I salute you. Your glance, which is like the shower of concentrated moonbeams, that glance has removed my exhaustion that was brought on by the afflictions of the world, afflictions by those arising from the body, afflictions arising from creatures, and afflictions arising from physical phenomena. In a moment, you disclose to me the undecaying status of the Atma, the bliss of the infinite majesty. I am indeed blessed, for I have attained the consummation of my life and am free from the clutches of transmigration. I am the essence of eternal bliss. I am infinite, all because of you, all because of your mercy, O teacher. I am unattached. I am disembodied. Since I have realized my identity with the Atma, I no longer consider myself as a body or the mind. I am also free from the subtle body. I am undecaying. I am serene. I am infinite. I am taintless and I am eternal. Since I am no longer under any delusion and am enlightened, I am not the doer and I am not the experiencer. I am changeless and beyond all activity. I am the essence of pure knowledge. I am absolute and I am identified with eternal good. Yes, I am the essence of pure knowledge. I am absolute and I am identified with eternal good. This concludes part 17 of Vivek Chudamani. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.